There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly webinar. My name is Eben. I'm a little bit under the weather because superheroes can also get the flu, apparently. I don't know. So my apologies for my voice, and if I do pause a bit and quietly cough in the background and also kill my camera feed, please excuse me. I'm trying to still work at the same time. Unfortunately, some places we don't get off. We have to carry on working. All right. But anyway, welcome everybody for our weekly webinar. So today, very interesting, asked for by quite a few people, how to do unbinding and password reset. So I'm going to try and highlight this as much as I can for you guys. If you want further detail and more how can I say, more understanding, you can also download this PPT from our website. If you're not familiar, you can also get this under our YouTube channel called Hik-Vision South Africa. And under that YouTube channel, you'll find a link there for the material. And once you go on there, just select the material for today. That will be under our unbinding and password reset. So helping you guys a little bit more there. But anyway, let's get started. So the two topics, obviously, I know some people are going to say, yeah, but it's supposed to be password reset, then device unbinding. Potato, doesn't really matter, but let's get into it in any case. So first off, we're going to be discussing unbinding. And while we are discussing this, take note that this video might be going dead in a few minutes because Uncle Cyril gave us load shedding. I think all of us are suffering. So, yeah. Okay. So starting off with unbinding, there's multiple ways that we can do it. I've added also little links in here for you guys that you can maybe copy, paste into your own browser and go through them in your own time. But the most important thing is to remember is when you want to unbind a device, you need to make sure that you have the password. The password is very important because without it, you can't get into the system to select unbinding. So pointless. Secondly, you can also do it through the Hik-Connect app, but we recommend that you make sure that your devices are connected in the same LAN. So your mobile device or your computer needs to be in the same LAN as what the device is plugged in, which that means in the same internet connection. Not you trying to unbind it and you in Durban, but the device is in Cape Town. Not going to work. All right. If you have any struggles, maybe have a look at the firmware. So if you are doing unbinding, which means that you have the pattern or the password that you can get into the device, let's use example a NVR or DVR. So if you get into it, this will give you the capability of also upgrading firmware. So in order to do unbinding, you need to get into the system. If you can't get into the system, you need to reset the password, and we'll get into that. Right. So moving on from there, sure, you all might know where that is. Let me just highlight this a little bit bigger. So it will be under your network, under advanced. You'll find that your Hik-Connect is there. Under your Hik-Connect, you'll see that there's an option there for unbinding, right? But as I mentioned, you need to make sure that the device is in the same network range, all right? So in the event, like I mentioned to you guys just now, the version might be outdated. Maybe have a look at updating the firmware of it. That might resolve your problem in order to unbind it. These things do happen because the firmware on the Hik-Connect might be very modern and the firmware that's on the device might be super old. All right. So we don't want that to happen. Okay. Next up is once you select that unbinding, it will give you a little bit of a little screen like this. I'm going to highlight this for you guys a little bit bigger, where it shows you the name and then you put in the password. If you don't have the password, you say unbind and then, it will unbind the device. The verification code is normally on the Hik-Connect site itself where your settings are, but you need to set up on your own regarding that. Okay. So this always works very easy. A lot of people don't get to this page with the verification where you need to put that number in. The reason why you are not getting to that page is because the mobile device of your phone and the device that you're trying to unbind is not in the same network. I don't know how many times I need to hammer on this, but this is a constant problem, right? So there's multiple other ways that you can do it. Like I said, also, if it fails and it gives you an error, maybe have a look at updating the firmware. If not, and you still struggle, maybe send the device back to where you have purchased it. We have agreements with all those guys that we sell our products to, and they know exactly what they need to do the unbinding, right? We can also do the unbinding through IP addresses, right? So you can also go through directly into the IP address of the device. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that a little bit later on, but just to give you a rough idea. Also, at the very end, I'll put down our call center details, so you can speak to the call center to assist you if you guys have any other inquiries regarding that. All right. And no, the call center is there to assist you with certain product things, to tell you if it needs firmware or maybe password reset or unbinding. They can assist if you could not get it sorted out by yourself, right? It doesn't mean that, oh, every single time I've got a device, I'm going to have to phone them. You can do this by yourself. You're wasting energy and time for yourself and everyone else. And please do not ask the call center to help guide you with what model cameras do you supposed to be using for this type of environment. They are not sales, they are a call center. They are limited to what they can do. If you need any other assistance, please make sure that you speak to your Hik-Vision representative. Okay, moving on. Let's have a look at a quick little video of how that is. There's no music, and I'm not going to beatbox for you guys today because my throat is really sore and this takes a lot out of me. But I'm here. I'm working. All right. So let's have a look at different ways of unbinding. So first one is through the Hik-Connect app. We also put the links there for you guys if you want to go onto the App Store for Hik-Vision. Right, so let's get into the unbinding side. Once you go into the app, you can scan the device QR code. It will tell you that the device is bind to someone else's account. So select the button. That's that button there, the button. If you don't have the login details, obviously, because that's why you're unbinding, because you don't have it, you need to make sure that you're in the same network range. If you want to be in the same network range, remember that certain devices like our AX Pro panel, you need to be under 2.4 gigahertz on Wi-Fi, not 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So just keep that in mind as well. So once you add it, see, unbinding as a visit gives you the same principle. Put in your detail, the verification code, and then finish. There we go. Ta-da! It's that simple, right? But it's not just the normal NVR or DVRs. We also have, like I mentioned, the hybrid panels as well. There it goes. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Man. Sorry, guys. Let me just restart this. Alrighty. Let's see. Where is our PPT? Let's get to our page. That's important. Here we go, and share that page. This is the trouble with when you one man, and yes, I do have a backup. I need to install it. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Two hands, people, two hands. Anyhow, right. Let's focus on the fact that we have the hybrid alarm panel controller as well. Very straightforward to unbind it. You can reset it on the device itself for the password. And then once you connect it, you can also go into it and then unbind it. Please take note that the port number is 8000 as it would be normally. Then you'll see that also if you log into the devices, some devices will give you the panel version. It's not just on the panels, it's on our cameras, it's on our NVRs, DVRs, etc. It will give you the version of the model, right? But thereafter, it will give you a build. Behind the build, it will tell you the year, so which is a 20 there, which means 2020. The month, it's a 06, so yeah. And then the day, 08. So that will give you the indication how old the firmware is. In order to update it, again, just go to our website, select the device that you are inquiring, and at the bottom, you'll see that there's a firmware update, right? So this is very similar to, according to what we just gone through. If you have a AX Pro panel, you got that little reset button there. You need to, sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, all right, sorry. So you have to double tap, if I can put it that way, that reset button. You'll hear the voice saying that it's, the panel has been reset, enable unbinding mode. So then you can unbind it. But again, as I mentioned, this device works off 2.4 gigahertz of Wi-Fi, right? Your mobile device needs to be also in 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So some people say, my Wi-Fi doesn't have that. If you are an installer and you're unbinding for your client or resetting, get yourself one of those little 300 Rand Wi-Fi routers and use it for normal LAN connection. And then enable only 2.4 gigahertz on the Wi-Fi for that device. Straightforward, it's simple, easy. People don't always realize how simple this is. I just go there with my router, plug it in. I don't even use the client's internet because it's got nothing to do with the internet. It's just the communication. And then once you unbind, it will give you that verification code. You put it in, you say submit, and the device is unbind. That's under the AX Pro. Then some people ask me, hey, but Eben, isn't Easy with one of your brands? I'm like, yeah, it's one of our little cousins. They do DIY, do-it-yourself little devices. They're cute. They're very nice, very colorful as well. To unbind them, yeah, that's a whole different story. If you don't have the actual account or the account details, it needs to be deleted once the account has been deleted by whoever the device has been installed into. People still go like, what happened? Okay, so you have this little nanny cam for your kids, right? Now you're going to borrow it to your friend. So he's got his own app, you've got your own app. You need to go onto your app, select that little nanny cam, and then delete it. Once you deleted it, and your friend takes the camera and scan the QR code and load it to his mobile phone, it will work. If you don't do that, you cannot unbind it. If you want to unbind it, please send it to your local RMA team. Straightforward. Okay. Right. Enough about that. Next up, Hik-League. Yes, that's also one of our brands, a little cousin. Somebody asked, but why would Hikvision have more? Yeah, we have a lot. Okay, there's different categories and there's just different reasons. Hik-League is nice, but affordable and very, very, very lower end of the spectrum, if I can put it that way, for compared to Hikvision products. Hikvision products are a little bit more solid. It's for bigger projects, it's higher end. So we're trying to make sure that the market is covered. Right. Anyway, So Hik-League, very straightforward, similar solution. It works exactly the same when it comes to unbinding. Thought I'd just mention it, but you best just to go through the app, right? You can also use the on the Watch itself. That is a different app itself. Not all regions have that, but if you do have an iPhone, you might be familiar with that if you do have a Hik-League device. Also to take note that when it comes to these devices, it's not just Hik-League. We do have third-party OEM devices. So if you have maybe an alarm panel from other brands that's using maybe an alarm panel called a VX Pro, not an AX Pro, that will be from IDS, then you need to go through their app to do the same principle. It needs to go through their app because the language barrier is there. Anyway, moving on from there, go to the next page. Haha, reset your password, right? Some people, you give them passwords, yeah, they forget it. So we've got 3 ways that I just want to highlight here. I'm not really going to go down that rabbit hole because it's very straightforward and we've done this multiple different times, right? If you need any information, you can also go to the tool factor. That's the hide tool to receive for the SADP tool. So there's an actual little interface where we have all the apps, all the Hikvision apps. So you can install all of them and have them in one little category. So the SADP tool is designed to pick up IP cameras and different network devices, right? We're going to get into that. Then we're going to go into the other ones, right? First of all, I know the image is a little bit blurry, but I'm sure you get an idea if you're familiar with SADP tool. Select the device by clicking that little block there, that little tick, this one here, there. Once you've ticked the device, it will at the bottom give you an area here to say forgot password. Once you select forgot password, there's a whole list that you can work through that it will help you. So in the PPT, I've added this little file here for you guys. I'm going to open up mine just to show you how that looks like. Give me 1 second. I have to do this in a different way. Opening up. Okay. So it will open up an Acrobat format. It will give you the information showing you exactly what I'm showing you guys now. Saying it, okay, fine, what's the security code? Sorry, guys. All right. So it will go through all those methods. You can export it. You can also, once you've exported, you can email it through to our call center. They will email you back the file. Once you've received it, you need to upload it here, put your new password in, confirm, and then you go through the process, right? So if not, it could be maybe the version of the device that needs to be updated. There's multiple different ways that we can look at that. The file format has to be a XML file. That's important. If it's not an XML format file, then you are wasting everyone's time. Anyway, please take note that this file is valid for 48 hours. So when you send that file, when you send this one or export it, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then you got 48 hours before that file, and the whole process expires. So my recommendation is when you are doing this and you're sending it through to the call center, please do yourself a favor, do it early in the morning, and then go back in the afternoon and quickly do that and you sort it. Right. Okay, so there's a little sheet that will help you, give you guidance regarding that. Let me change my field of view here. And we go to the next. Next one is through the Hik-Connect app. And I need to take another sip of water because I'm, sick. All right. So once you go onto the app and you click on the little dots, I know that this image shows the old Hik-Connect app. It's the same principle. just go onto, and I'm not going to open up mine, go to the settings. You'll see under that, it will be reset device password. Once you go into that, I'm going to open it up again, that little file that's here. All right, you guys can see that file. Should maybe put that in color, but anyway, we double click here. Come on, where is it going? Can it work with me? All right, so I know it shows the old version. We also show you a little bit extra, but we're not too interested in that now. Let's just skip to where we are discussing at the moment. Aha, there we go. This is where we're discussing. So you select that option. Once you select that option, it's gonna give you some information. You're gonna say okay, because you understand that you are doing it. Verification within 24 hours. So this will give you, sorry. All right. This will give you the idea of what you can expect and what you can do regarding that for the mobile side. Okay. Also very straightforward. Again, make sure that when you are doing this, make sure that you're in the same network. If you are using the normal GUI interface, whether it's GUI 3 or 4, does not matter. Let me highlight that for you guys where you're going to find that. So under user, you can go edit. It will be in there. Also under the modifications for the user under settings, it will be there. I do have a little clip that I'm going to show you guys, but first I want to show you that that file there is working. Minimize here. Next page. Come on. All right. And under that, it will give you step-by-step guidance. Whoopsie. Oh, that's pretty big. Okay, there we go. That looks better. So it will give you guidance here regarding the interfaces itself. And I'm going to get into that interface now because I think a few people have seen that before. But anyway, it gives you that guide that you can use the Hik-Connect app in order to do the password reset. Right. Straightforward. And there's even extra links for you guys. Okay. Closing that one. Right. Where are we now? We are still busy with this page. Okay, we're moving on to the next one. Here's a little video to give you a bit of a guidance of what we just discussed. I'm not sure why the video paused. That's pretty odd. Okay. All right. So again, we go through that steps that we just said. It's just a video of the PPT site that I just showed you guys that comes with this material. Right. Okay. So this is kind of nice because this allows us also not just everyone skips this page, but I want you to see there that you can export that actual file. You can export it. So you don't have to sit with that at all. Or for recoveries, you can put an email address in to recover it always, which is just makes more sense, isn't it? Use one email address for that, maybe your office or business email address. Create another one just for devices resets. I don't know. Just an idea. Well, I don't know why guys are not doing that. And then as I've mentioned to you guys before, if it is maybe the firmware, have a look. You'll see that the firmware will be there. It will show you the build. You can see this is 2018 09 06. That's the date. So this is super old, right? Yeah, it's just the devices to showcase. Modify. Da, 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 da. Now everybody found it. Wow. So now every time you go to a site, do that. Just quickly put the email address in. It's already connected to the internet. Just put it in. Why not? Okay? Make your life easy. Don't go back. Right. Or you can do forgot password. There we go. By email. So now that you guys are seeing it, it's actually very straightforward and easy, isn't it? Hik-League app. I know this is the old version, but the principle of how we're doing it stays the same. Okay. Your verification code. Put it in. Put the new password in. Please don't make it admin12345. Stop it. Don't do that, people. Just don't. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Okay. Done. Simple. Then for Hik-League. It's very similar, very straightforward as well. So for that, very straightforward, whether it's the DVRs, NVRs, the normal interface, it's basically the same way procedure. The only difference is instead of red or yellow, it's blue. Hik-League is blue. Same thing, just different. All right. I don't think there's much more about that. Next up is the, don't know why this is not showing on that. Oh, there we go. All right. So, like I said to you guys, a lot of you might be familiar with this interface. My recommendation is export this to a stick. And when you get back to the site and you need to reset the password, you already have the file. It just makes your life easier because then you have option. So, as we showed earlier, let me just go back. Where is that? Okay, it was in the video, wasn't it? No. There. So once you look at there, it will give you options to either use the security questions or use the file itself or email. If you select file, you put in the USB stick, you select the file that you saved for the client a year ago, and you are done. You put the new password and carry on with life. Why not do that? Makes life easy. All right. Just thought I'll mention that. Actually, really straightforward. And my PPT is not working. Is it buffering? It's buffering. Oh, great stuff. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it crashed on me. Close the program. Sorry, guys. These things happen. Okay. Right, let's reopen that quickly again. Come on. There we go. Get to our slide. Okay. Close. We were here and transmitted. There we go. Okay. So very straightforward, this section. The next up is once you go into it, some of the interfaces, the older generations will show you. It will show you the name of the flash drive. It will show you where that file is. Make sure that you name the file correctly. I normally used to put in each person's category for that file, like if it's Mr. Smith, and I would say Mr. Smith is in Fur Tracker Road. I would put that in under that and then put the file in there. I would also export the camera channels as well at the same time if they are IP. This makes my life easier. So as I mentioned, even if you forgot the password, you log onto the web interface, you know what the IP address is, you have the same option there as forgot password. If you're unfamiliar of where to find that itself on the web the normal interface itself of the device, you go to configuration, go under your systems, user, and you'll find it right there. Okay, so it's very straightforward to do that. My recommendation would be, why not have the stick with, or use the email recovery, because some people can't look after their own phone or car keys. So why would they look after a memory stick? Get it? So if you have the email address, great. Okay. And that's going to be it. That's our details for our call center. If you need any support whatsoever, there's also a WhatsApp line. You can also scan the QR code there to take you to the WhatsApp line. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right. So if you guys have any inquiries regarding that. And that concludes it all. So if you guys have any questions, please stay behind for the Q&A. If you're watching a YouTube video, see you guys next time.